Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland Reviewer, and welcome to Lost in the Wasteland. And this week, I have one of my oldest friends and my other brother, John, here. And all of you have heard about John in some shape or form from stories of seeing movies. And soon, we'll hopefully be going back to the movies.
I'm all for that.
Oh, man. Because I know one movie I definitely want to see with you this year is Halloween, seeing as we got to see the first one together.
Yes. That was a good one.
Yep. Oh, man. And apparently they're going to kill even more people.
All the blood, all the gore, all the death.
All the blood, all the death.
Jonathan.
So, John and I have known each other, I guess, since middle school.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. We're in
Okay.
Knowledge Bowl together in high school, and you're my brother's best friend, and we've been through a lot of things together. So
Lots of things.
lots of things. A lot of fun game nights of playing speed Risk and Speed Monopoly.
Oh my God, that one game was like 5 minutes long or something.
We mean business when we play board games together.
Cutthroat, like
we mean business. And I've gotten to experience all of Avatar: The Last Airbender with John, which was really cool, and Samurai Jack.
Extra thick.
Extra thick. And I'm looking straight at Batman the Animated Series, which we need to get back on.
Yeah, we never did finish that. Things happened. You moved and COVID and all this crap.
COVID nonsense. But we're here to talk more about you, John. And I always like to start off with what might be some people's easiest question and some people's not so easy question is, what's your favorite movie?
Uh-oh. Where'd you go?
3.
One of my favorite movies of all time is the original Jurassic Park. I remember myself a little youngin, seeing that movie about 1,000,000 times. Some people in my elementary school might remember me as the one who would chase them around making dinosaur noises. So
oh man,
there was always a soft spot in my heart for sci-fi movies, anything involving dinosaurs. So when I heard a few years ago that they were going to continue Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, mind you, I was very excited, and I saw that movie a couple of times in theaters as well.
Yeah, I have a special story for Last World Jurassic Park. So, John, obviously you know Ethan very well, and this story is not going to surprise you. But Ethan and some kid told me, "Oh, we're going to watch Mouse Hunt," and sat me down, and instead they popped in Lost World Jurassic Park.
Oh my God. Mouse Hunt. I love that movie too. But the scene with Christopher Walken after he gets dragged through the house and they can't even talk. That scene traumatizes me to this day.
Well, that scene at the beginning of Lost World with the little girl and the tiny dinosaurs traumatized me as a kid. So.
Yeah. But John Hammond said that she was fine. I don't believe him, but
of course, John Hammond. But I love Jurassic Park. I could watch that over and over and over. Oh, Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill. Life finds a way, and my personal favorite, Muldoon, clever girl, and
Samuel L. Jackson.
Hold on to your butts. Mr. Arnold. It's so crazy how literally every single character in that movie is memorable. Even the dirty snake of a lawyer. gets eaten on the toilet. Oh man.
I got person again. I don't know if you saw was it College Humor, I believe, that they did a skit and it was with the lawyer. And it played out that the lawyer kept trying to talk his way out of being eaten from the Tyrannosaurus. I'll have to show you it if you haven't seen it.
I have not, so send that to me.
It's a good laugh. It's a real good laugh.
Oh man.
But that's really good.
Now, John, what's your earliest memory of going to the movies?
My earliest memory of going to the movies. And that's a tough one. I know of things that I was told that I went to when I was young, but I have no recollection of that.
Yeah, apparently I saw Indian in the Cupboard at the old one-screen movie theater in Westmont.
Oh, wow.
That used to be next to the CVS, but I don't even remember that actually being open. So apparently somebody told me that. I do remember seeing Space Jam though.
Space Jam. Oh my God. So good. I do remember going to see the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie when it came out.
I remember all the crazy swag. Like, I think, well, and this is funny because one of Ethan's birthdays, somebody got him and me one of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers coloring books for the movie.
Oh, I think I had that one. I also had the viewing thing. It was like a red or blue or something, and you pulled this thing, and there was this like microfiche of film.
Mm-hmm.
You shine it up to a light, and you can see scenes from an episode or something. I always thought that was really cool.
Ivanus.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to remember. I watched that kind of recently, probably in the past like 5 years or something. And oh my God, totally different experience as an adult.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much it holds up though. But well, especially when they used CGI in it for the Megazord instead of a guy in a suit.
Yeah, that always was like a little off-putting when I was used to the show and how corny it was. But I didn't think it was corny because I was like,
they should have just went with a guy in a suit.
They should have, but they had a budget. They could do that, but they probably would have been better if they just stuck to the Super Sentai footage or made something comparable to that, because it would have felt more Power Ranger-y.
Yeah, and also it would look better in 2021 because when you're looking at that CGI now, I'm just like, ooh,
yeah,
looks bad.
There are quite a few movies that just do not hold up with the ages. Like there are some movies that the CG kind of holds up, like the original Terminator,
Mm-hmm.
Terminator 2, all that stuff.
Yeah, the T-1000 still looks great.
Yeah.
That liquid metal and everything, it's just like, bam, there it is.
Oh my God. So good.
Now, John, I think you might have alluded to this before, but do you have a particular favorite genre of movies?
I do like sci-fi, horror, some suspense. I do like comedies. I'm also a stickler for musicals.
Because we celebrated Halloween by watching Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
Feed me Seymour. Oh my God. And Steve Martin as the dentist.
Yep. The sadist.
Yes. What a monster.
Yep.
And I know how much you love getting into the time warp.
Yes. I have done the time warp quite a few times. Myself and your brother.
Yep.
I imagine too many shows, but not enough.
I imagine that's something you definitely want to get back into.
I definitely want to do that again. It's been impossible since COVID. But I really wanted to getting back to that. I do miss my transvestites.
Listen to some Rocky Horror. Now, John, do you have a particular favorite filmmaker?
Well, not to like be around the same thing, but I do like most of Steven Spielberg's works. E.T., Jurassic Park, of course, Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Always a good thing.
It's hard to go wrong with Spielberg.
No, especially when John Williams is the composer for said films, because John Williams is just a gift, a national treasure.
Sure is. There's a reason he has like 50 something Oscar nominations.
Yeah, well, he deserves every one of them.
But like, there's something special about a Spielberg movie. Just has that sense of wonder about it. It's funny because I've been listening to the Cinephiles a lot, and it's a podcast, and they've been talking about. Yesterday, I listened to their episode on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Love me some Last Crusade. Henry Jones Jr. Oh, man.
Oh, Sean Connery.
Rest in peace. Definitely watched plenty of Sean Connery growing up as a kid. Probably too much James Bond when I was like 8 years old. But it's okay. I turned out fine. So we all turned out fine. John, do you have particular favorite actors or actresses?
I do like me some Jeff Goldblum, just because of how out there he is. And most of it I thought was like an act, and it's just that's how he is. Watching the Disney Plus original, the World According to Jeff Goldblum. It's just how he is, and I love it.
I can't wait till they go back and film some more, because it was hilarious because that dropped and The Mandalorian dropped at the beginning of Disney Plus, and I'm like, I think I'm almost as excited to watch Jeff Goldblum just talk about random stuff as I am about watching The Mandalorian.
Yes.
And I remember Jess and I went to Boston 2 summers ago to see my friend Haley. And I don't know if I've told this story on my channel before, but we were just randomly walking through Boston. And this was probably the most, I'm very much a planner, not very spontaneous, but we're walking by and we walk by this theater and it says tonight, Jeff Goldblum and his band. And we're just like,
he has a band?
He has a band? He's a jazz pianist.
What?
He has a jazz band.
No way.
So we went on and bought tickets and went back that night. And so he came on stage 30 minutes before the show started and literally was just doing Jeff Goldblum stuff. And I'm like, I would have paid for him to just be on the stage for 2 hours interacting with the crowd.
Yes.
And like, he's a talented pianist and knows some good jazz. And then there was occasional interludes and he would do things with the audience. And I'm just like, I never thought I needed this in my life, but now I know I needed this in my life.
Oh my God.
Somebody called him Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh. So like, apparently the ladies love them some 70-year-old Jeff Goldblum because he's almost 70 years old, which is really crazy.
He doesn't look 70 years old.
He's
even with the gray hair.
Like,
he ages like a fine wine.
Sure does. He's an alien. I don't think he's actually human.
He's part fly.
He's part fly. I would not be surprised if it turned out aliens existed and Jeff Goldblum was one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff Goldblum's like, who could go wrong with must go faster, and him just laying there with his Goldblum out.
Oh my God.
Obviously, like The Fly is great. He's great in Jurassic Park. Like he steals the show in Jurassic Park, to be frank. And just he's great in everything. Jess and I had watched all of Friends during quarantine, so all 10 seasons of it. And when he popped up in an episode of Friends and it was so Goldblum, I'm just like, automatically one of my favorite episodes because he acted against Joey because like Joey's an actor and he got cast in something against Jeff Goldblum. Oh my God, that was great. Now, John, what's a movie you could literally watch every day?
Well, there are a few movies that I could watch every day. One of them being Rocky Horror, another one being Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
One of them from my childhood, another Disney classic, The Fox and the Hound.
Okay. I remember watching that a lot as a kid.
I had a stuffed copper puppy that I would take everywhere. I honestly don't know what happened to him because he was like my number one.
And then you got a Buzz Lightyear. I remember, John, did you have any of those like hardcover Disney picture books?
The little golden books that had the gold stripe on the end?
It was like they were like this big and they were like book versions of their old animated movies. And I had one of The Fox and the Hound.
I'm pretty sure they were the little golden books. It had like a gold stripe on the binding.
I remember them too. But I recall having a Fox and Hound one, which was like this big. It was like a big hardcover book, and I'm just like, I would read that a lot, and also watch the movie. It's somewhere down there on my shelf, on my obnoxious collection of movies, which John has seen in real life.
Yes, so. I helped move it.
Yes, John did help move this. I'm internally grateful because these shelves were not fun to move.
No, they were not fun to take apart or put together.
No,
so I don't think I was there for putting it together. I think I just dropped all the stuff and left it.
No, you didn't. And so I messed up putting the feet in.
Oh,
you're supposed to loosen them. And I was filling this one, and it tipped and fell on me.
Oh, no.
It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm surprised it didn't wake Jess up because, like, this thing's heavy. It's metal.
Oh, yeah.
And it made a lot of noise. And honestly, I just laid there for a couple minutes because I'm like, I'm not about moving right now.
Yeah, it's just taking in the anger and
it's just like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, am I already done today?
Yeah. Should I just go back to bed? Is this how today's going to be? Because if it is, then I'm not about it.
Not about it.
But it's going to go away.
Fox and the Hound was really sweet and yet sad because, you know, every Disney movie has to be that way with you.
All the time.
All the time. Now, John, do you have any particular movies that you love that connect to another interest of yours?
Well, going back into the sci-fi realm, it's actually a Stephen King adaptation. It's a movie that is about a car that is actually possessed and comes to life, kind of bewitches a teenage boy who, yes, Christine.
You got Christine.
1958 Plymouth Fury.
I had not seen that until like the past years. Well, actually, I guess it's a year and a half now. I think I got it for my birthday before the world fell. So I guess that's a year and a half at this point. But Christine's a lot of fun. The crazy movie.
Oddly enough, a little bit of trivia for you that you might not know. But the sounds of the engine that they used are not from the 1958 Plymouth Fury. They're actually from a 1970 Ford Mustang Mach 1.
Okay.
Because the engine is a lot more like
of course,
throaty and intimidating.
That makes sense. They're like, we wanted to make this sound louder.
Yes.
Crap. What movie was on the Cinephiles they were talking about? I think the shotgun that Arnold uses in Judgment Day, the sound effect's actually a cannon. Because like they're just like, we need to amp this up.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised. I was waiting for you to say a Skylark. Another great car moment in movies. My cousin Vinny.
Oh my God. When she goes on the tirade about the independent rear suspension, father was a mechanic. The brothers are mechanics.
So John, if you have a daughter someday, is that going to be your daughter?
Yeah, but she's not gonna have the broken Brooklyn accent. We're not gonna have that.
It's like, do you think that Dia gives an F about what the guy who shot him in the effing face was wearing? Marissa Tomei was so great. I love her.
She's ageless. She's timeless. Beautiful. Perfect combination. Her and oh my God.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Hashtag my Aunt May.
Oh yeah.
They're just like, we're just gonna keep making Aunt May younger and younger.
Yep.
So John, who's a movie character that you feel like you connect with on a personal level?
On a personal level, that's a tough one. That one, I don't really have an answer for you there.
That is okay. Maybe here's a different question.
All right.
If you could be any movie character, who would you want to be?
A movie character. I think it would be fun to be in the world of the Men in Black. Nice. And be exposed to all this technology.
And you get to find out who all the aliens actually are.
Mm-hmm.
You know Elvis died, right? Nope, he just went back home. That gets me every time. Oh, man. I want to work with Agent K. Just hang out with Tommy Lee Jones.
Yep, he'd be fun.
Like, what you talking about, Slick? Oh, man. Now, what's a movie, John, that you love that you think people would be surprised to find out that you love?
Movie that they'd be surprised. I like My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh my God.
It is one of it's one of my favorites. The dad with the Windex, just I don't know, it's just so funny.
Windex cures everything, apparently.
Yeah, and the aunt going on and on about this lump and it turning out to be a parasitic twin. What do you mean you don't eat meat? And then the whole room just stops. It's like, oh, it's okay. I make lamb.
This is Nicky, Nicholas.
Yep.
I'm just like, if this was my big fat Italian family, and just replace all
Anthony.
This Joseph. Is Anthony, Tony, Anthony.
Antoinette.
Francesca. We got a Joseph, and like South Jersey Italians, you got a Joe, you got a Joe, you got a Joe, got another Joe, all the Joes. Just ask my brother.
Yeah.
Had to keep it going, didn't he?
Yep.
Just had to keep it going. There's too many Joes in my family. Just
too many Joes.
Way too many. And then my mom started dating a Joseph too, and I'm just like, It's just like, why'd you have to make this complicated? So I actually, I'm
Yeah,
too.
you don't have to worry about that. When you have your kid, I already know what you're going to name him.
It's gonna be my little Wolverine pup. So here's a funny story. So I was way too proud of this. So all of you out there. So my mom sent me a picture of her boyfriend when she started dating Joseph. And my nephew's name is Joseph. And I texted my mom back as a response. I know I haven't been to North Carolina for a while, but they grow up so fast. And
That's
that's
all
my
right.
sense of humor right there. And you're welcome.
That's all right. That's all right. I have some pretty bad ones too.
Oh, my mom thought it was hilarious. I wasn't quite sure how to react to it. I told my graduate assistant, and she's like, "My God, Shane." I'm just like, "Yep,
Such
I'm
cringe.
I'm proud of this. I did well." Um, but that's enough about that story. But my big fat Greek wedding's a lot of fun. I even enjoy the second one a lot too. It's a lot of the same kind of
Yes.
stuff, but like it's still a lot of fun.
Yes.
Now, John, my last question for you is, what do you love about movies?
I like that you can go somewhere and experience things that you can probably never experience anywhere else. Uh, you can just escape and pretend that you're somewhere else. Sometimes you can pretend that you're somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
and you just find yourself rooting for the good guy, or even some occasions even the bad guy. Because there are quite a few bad guys. You want. I'll be honest. I want to see some of them win, except for Thanos. That was pretty messed up. Didn't like that part.
What a
Didn't like how
bastard.
they left that.
You should have named for the head. Oh
Yep.
my God. Well, you were right next to me
Yep.
in the theater when that happened.
That was a very sad exit of the theater that day. That was pretty messed up.
I don't think I've ever been in a theater that packed and it be so quiet. Like when those credits started rolling at the end of Infinity War, it was silent. And then people started reacting, and you turned to me and you're just like, say something. Because I was just sitting there like,
That's how the whole theater was, though. Like they really just did that.
well, and it's funny because it's like those are the moments you don't expect to be quiet. And then you have moments where you're like, you're supposed to be quiet. Like when we saw A Quiet Place and that guy kept clearing his throat every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, kind of wanted the monsters to come take him.
Well, if they were there, they would have taken him first.
Good.
Oh, man. So now, John, to wrap
Yeah.
up the show, my guest gets to ask me a question. So, what's one question you would like to ask the Wasteland Reviewer?
What would you, as far as like your own movies, because I know that you've written quite a few scripts.
Uh-huh.
Which of your movies would you like 100% rather see be produced and filmed?
I want the Dukes to be made someday. And obviously, so it would be fun if we were all in it. Here's the thing. Generally, people make scripts of like small things that you could like make actually. Like, I would need an actual decent amount of money to actually make this movie.
Yeah.
There's some bigger set pieces that you wouldn't make when you're making a shoestring budget. But it would be pretty cool if someday that actually got made. And if I couldn't be in it, who would I cast in it? Would
Yes.
100% be. This has changed a little bit over time, but I imagine because of like Drive and stuff like that, Ryan Gosling as Rick Duke and 100% Zac Efron as Danny. because I could just see him be that way. Because Rick is pretty stoic and intense. Either Ryan Gosling or Tom Hardy, because basically it's influenced by Mad Max, so that would work out nicely.
Yes.
And then Danny just lets all the F-bombs fly and horrible things come out of his mouth, and he just likes enjoy killing people. And that would be a really fun portrayal from Zac Efron, which I also wrote them based off of myself and my brother. So, which Ethan was on my second episode of this. So if you haven't watched that episode, we talked a lot about, which John won't be surprised, a lot about Tim Burton, The Breakfast Club,
oh boy,
and baseball movies. So,
oh my God,
there you go.
there are quite a few good baseball movies.
I got my second COVID shot the day before Easter, and I was feeling like shit on Easter. And after all the Easter festivities, I just collapsed on the couch. I'm like, I want to watch Major League and just throw that on and laugh. Because, you know, if you know Help Joe Boo, well, F you, Joe Boo. I do it myself. Oh, Serrano. But then you also have like Field of Dreams and Natural. I've only seen Bull Durham like once or twice.
The Sandlot is always a classic. A League of Their Own.
Yes, and John and I saw that at the Princeton Garden Theater together, and that was definitely one of my favorite movie-going experiences. Oh my God, it's like, are you crying?
There's no crying in baseball.
Oh, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is the national treasure. Like, they should make a movie with Nick Cage trying to find Tom Hanks because he got kidnapped, because that would be National Treasure 3. So there you go. There you go, Disney Plus. Go make that movie, because Tom Hanks is a national treasure. But yeah, to answer, I would love to see the Dukes made. And honestly, it would be very fitting for today. It's a wild, wild world out there. And I'm talking about the real world and also the world of the Dukes. So maybe someday I'll talk a little bit more about that on my channel, but it would be pretty cool if they actually got made. I haven't written anything in a long time. I kept getting writer's block. I wrote all 4 Dukes movies, and then I kept getting writer's block on my next script because I think it was a little too, it was like a more human drama. And if anybody knows my taste in movies, I'm definitely more of like a genre movie kind of person. I love sci-fi, fantasy, westerns. I've definitely gotten into horror a lot more. Got to be good.
Yeah.
Which also, the trailer for Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It came out today, and I'm always down for the Warrens. So, but I don't know. I have to get back to it. I guess my YouTube channel, all this other writing kind of rocketed off the ground. So I'm just like, sometimes after a while, you just like have too many hobbies. You just don't have enough time for shit. So
I can relate with that. Absolutely.
But all I know is when all this is over, I got to get all disgusting and go to another con.
Yes. I know your brother's dying to go.
He sure is, because I've heard about it. So, but this was a lot of fun, John. And thank you for coming on. And thank all of you out there for always supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.